G'day Internet, Kale from Workato here and welcome to Workato in a Minute. Today I want to show you how to track changes to a recipe. You've probably worked with a lot of tools that have some way of visualizing change. If you work in Google Docs, you've used suggestion mode to track edits. If you've used a version control system like GitHub, you've seen a code diff. And you can do something similar with recipes. And there's a lot of reasons why you might want to look at what's changed between versions of a recipe. Maybe you need to review and approve a change someone's made. You want to make sure you understand it. Maybe multiple people are working on the same recipe and you want to know what have other builders been doing. Or maybe it's just been a minute since you worked on a recipe and you need a reminder of what you did last time. So let me show you how we do this. I have a recipe here that picks up cases that my customer support team records in Salesforce, checks them for completeness, and syncs them over to Jira where my technical support team can pick them up and work on them. Now, I know we've made some changes to this recipe. I want to make sure I understand exactly what's new. So I'll head over to the Versions tab, and I can compare any two versions of this recipe, but I'm just going to select the most recent two versions, and I'll click Compare. Now, again, if you've seen a code diff, this is going to look very familiar to you. I have the older version on the left, the newer version on the right, and all of the changes are highlighted and labeled. So starting with my trigger here, I see that I have an updated configuration. I look over to the right, I can see that I've added a new condition to my trigger. This search step here, I've moved to later on in the recipe. The step highlighted in green here has been added, and it's an error monitoring block that I've put in. And you can see that these subsequent steps have been nested under the error handling block. I'd also see if I'd unnested them. Here's a step that I've removed that's highlighted in red. It was a step that sent an email. I've replaced it with new steps that are going to send a notification via Slack instead. And finally down the bottom, you can see that I've added my actual error handling block itself and called out to my global error handling function. So in one screen, I get a complete picture of what's changed between any two versions of a recipe. That's going to make it easier for me to conduct effective peer reviews, easier to collaborate with other builders. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.